Okay, here we go with the what the fuck comment on Facebook. You bet. You know who you are. Couldn't show your face. Couldn't do nothing. I love gutless worms. Anyway, positive, negative. This is not a biwireable or a biampable speaker. It isn't. Either is the Sony. Oh, 10,000 days. Jambaya. Okay, so we're going down to the Infinity Speaker Alpha 50. Were these the best speakers in the world? No, but they're Infinity. And they last for about 5 fucking minutes on YouTube. Or not on YouTube, Facebook, buy and sell. 5 minutes, they're gone. Okay, so I'm going to make this less whatever. And I'm going to plug these in. Okay, so these speakers did not come with the binding post clips. So there's a clip that goes from here to here and a clip that goes from there to there. They're all bent funny. Paradigm makes them. Klipsch makes them. Every speaker company in the world makes them. And not all speaker companies in the world have to make them, because their speaker is so efficient you don't even need to even consider biamping. But you know what? People like to biamp, and people like to buy wire. That means that if this wire would come out of the amplifier, which is up there, and it would come out into 4, and they would be labeled so that there's 2 in the bottom and 2 in the top, but it really, I don't even know if it would matter as long as you got it positive and negative. I don't think bi-wiring is... I'm not going to give you my opinion because I don't know. I wouldn't waste my money on that kind of a wire system. So let's pretend this is a Klipsch Cornwall, which it's not. But we've got to pretend. We're in pretend land of Klipsch Cornwall. Let's take Macintosh 275, make sure it's in phase, and let's take a solid state and hook it up to the bottom. Get rid of these things, and let's throw some low power to them, and let's come up with some magic. Let's just come up with some magic. That is biamping. Now, I own an amplifier that has a biamp capability. It's why I bought it. XI1100, I bought it because it's biampable. I'd love to get a set of mono blocks that are biampable. Yet to see them. People, I don't know, maybe they don't believe in biamping. Does it work? Yeah, it works. It does. It brings out mids. It brings out tweeters. It sends more... You know what? It's all snake oil anyway. You think what you want to think, and I'll think what I want to think. I like biamping. Okay, so we're going to move to the WTF of the Facebook post, which is also on YouTube. Now we're going to move over here. Okay, so we got a couple amplifiers over here. It's my dad's old amplifier, Nico Audio, 110 watts per channel. KA 9100, 90 watts per channel. That's a beautiful amplifier, by the way. And we are going to go down to a Serwin Vega $1,500 speaker with tariffs. And we got to get low. Okay, so I fucked up. I'm going to change this. And I'm going to go down low with this. Okay, just so we can see it better. Now we can't see it better. Let's get those out of the way. Okay, if you take a look, and I'm trying to show you guys, trying to get it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so in between the red and the red and the black and the black are gold strips. They're basically called binding post clips. And they make it so you don't have to buy wire or biamp the speaker. That means that it'll run the mids, the tweets, and the woofers. And you can remove them. You just loosen the nuts, remove them, and you can biamp them or bi-wire them. I don't care. I actually seen a guy with a Denon 4800 Mirage speakers. Someone professional had hooked them up, And on the right-hand side of the stereo system, the clips were gone, and the left-hand side, the clips were still on. The entire system was biamped, and I just simply asked Chris, which is a buddy of mine, I said, could you cook eggs or just sausage on your amplifier before it finally exploded? He giggled and laughed and said, yeah, it got pretty hot. And I was like, oh, okay. And I said, because whoever installed this for you fucked your amp. Now you're out of an amp. He bought an Anthem 1140 that set him back $1 or $2. I rewired it all for him. First thing I did was remove those fucking clips because he wanted it biamped. He actually didn't even know what biamp meant. Now, the reason I make this video is not to make fun of the guy who was WTF on my Facebook. It wasn't. Even though he can go fuck himself. What it's for is for the younger generation to understand why speakers have this capability. Now, this capability is somewhere in the box. This is part of the crossover. Like, this crossover doesn't offer that. That crossover clearly doesn't offer that because that's a $130 speaker. That's a $500 speaker. Well, $400 or whatever. And this, well, this has a crossover that can do it. And this has a crossover that can do it. And the money's always in the crossover. Well, it's not always in the crossover, but it's a goddamn good thing if you got money in your goddamn crossover. Anyway, to the guy who was WTF, and if you don't know the words and how to explain what you're doing, don't bother explaining anything. Well, here is an explanation. Anyone who wants to correct me on this explanation, feel free. But I've biamped plenty of speakers, and I'll tell you right now, if you got big power, it's a big deal. Well, it's not that big of a deal, but it makes a difference. Kids, just keep the clips in or create those little wires that go across there or do whatever. All I wanted to do was pay homage to Andrew Robinson and a great little stereo system that I had built years ago. And I agree 125% with Andrew Robinson to get into hi-fi cheap and see if you like it, because spending $10 or $15 or $20,000 and finding out that you don't like it sucks. This stereo system alone will rock your world. It really will, especially when those Class D little amplifiers inside the NAD are peaking at about $120. I break in speakers with this deal. I love it. I don't know. I was actually thinking about this so much today because that guy pissed me right off. I might move this outside and hook it up to my Klipsch 8000s because this little device has enough power to run them. And I've got another Klipsch subwoofer, and it might even look good together. Hell, I might even buy another record player. I don't really care. All I want is for kids, the Gen Zs that I find in the record stores all the fucking time, to just keep going to the record stores, man. Keep your, and keep the future going with media, like actual physical media. There's nothing better than an Ultra Blu-ray other than a Blu-ray. There's nothing better than a CD other than an SACD, and those are hard to come by. So just keep it physical and keep it real. Streaming is like the TikTok of music, even though that's a beautiful streamer. So I'm not taking anything away from that. Anyway, my WTF today just fucking aggravated me.